Hi, everyone, and welcome to today's workshop, Make Your Website Work for You, designed to help you improve your website. My name is Joshua Miller, and today you're going to learn how to create a website that drives user action and supports your business goals. Whether you're launching a new website or sprucing up an old one, this workshop will help you get the most out of your website. So, a website is an important component of every brand's online marketing strategy. It's one of many touch points that influences shoppers making purchase decisions. But in order to help sell your products and services, the website has to deliver a great user experience immediately. This workshop will show you ways to create or update your website and offer a positive user experience, one that's easy to navigate, convenient, and trustworthy. So we're talking about websites today. So let's start by reviewing the basics of web design. When people hear web design, they often think of graphic design, the website's look and feel. But the look and feel is just one component of web design. Within the graphic template, there are a lot of common elements that appear on most websites, including the header or the top section of the site. The header usually includes a company logo in the left corner, and most website visitors expect that logo will link them to the homepage. The footer or bottom section of the website usually includes important links, such as your contact information, copyright information, or your privacy policy. And then the navigation, which is usually horizontally across the top of the site or vertically on the left or the right side of the site. So effective websites follow guidelines to keep web pages consistent, including things such as colors, font sizes, font styles, and type of content. While some sites are designed and built from scratch, many sites use a content management system or a CMS. Most CMS options include a web-based tool that allows you to easily build, customize, and update your website. There are many options out there, and they're all a little different. So if you're just getting started, I recommend that you try a few and find the CMS that you are most comfortable using. But whether you're building a website from scratch or using a content management system, all the principles from today's workshop will apply. So in today's presentation, we'll look at 5 characteristics of a great website. A website is not all about the eye-catching design. A great website is going to be goal-oriented, search-friendly, convenient, organized, and trustworthy. So you need to ask yourself, how will your site grow your business? Can search engines find your website? Is it easy to use your site on all devices? Is your site simple to navigate? And does your website protect your customers? So let's start by talking about why your website should be goal-oriented. It's not enough just to have a site because everyone else has one or because you've been told that you need one. But a great website has specific goals, both short-term and long-term. If you factor in these goals as you create and refine your site, it can help your business now and in the future. So start by asking yourself, why do I want a website? What are you trying to do? What are your goals? Your site can have all kinds of goals. So make an online sale may be an obvious choice, but there are many other ways a website can help your business. A site could build your brand by establishing a look and feel that resonates with the customers you're trying to reach. It could generate leads by catching potential customers' attention and prompting them to contact you. Or you might use your site to assist with customer support, like answering frequently asked questions. So, to develop useful goals, put yourself in the shoes of your audience. Who is your website for? It's relatively easy to define an audience with demographic data like gender, age, and employment status. But I don't want you to stop there. I want you to ask yourself, what makes my audience unique? How do they act, think, live? Your goal here is to develop a more complete picture of your audience. So, for example, examine a specific age range rather than just one wide range. Consider the location in the city, suburbs, or is it rural? Consider other things like their education level, employment, hobbies, interest, and values. Consider their view of your product or your service. Is it a necessity, a nice to have, or a special treat? An understanding of your audience can influence everything on your site, from the graphic design to the words on the pages. So while it might be tempting to consider a broad audience, it's more useful to narrow it in on the audience that you really want. So now that you're thinking about your target audience, think about how you can use your website to communicate your marketing messages to them and support your business goals. Everything you do on your website should support your goals. And one useful way to create meaningful goals is to use the SMART framework. So S is for specific. Is the goal specific and detailed? M is for measurable. So how are we going to measure it? A is for attainable. Is this goal realistically attainable? R is for relevant. So is the goal relevant to your business? Will this goal help you reach your business goals? And T for time bound. Set a time frame for achieving this goal. So let's add another consideration to the mix: tracking and measuring our success. If you don't track and measure your website's performance, you won't have a way to make improvements. Well, at least improvements based on data. So here's another way to think about it. Let's say you want to modify your bicycle to make it go faster. If you don't know your bike's maximum speed before you make the modifications, how will you know if your changes increase the speed? The same goes for your website. You need to track and measure online success so you know what kind of improvements you want to make. Now, there are a lot of ways you can do this, and some are going to be more accurate than others. You can start by simply asking customers how they found you. Ask when they call you on the phone, when they're visiting your store, or if you're communicating through email. You can also get more precise. For example, you could set up a trackable phone number. If you happen to advertise on Google, you can use the free call tracking, which records every time your ad results in a phone call. You could track the number of emails or form submissions that are generated from your website. Or if you have an e-commerce site, you can track the sales. And as you use these web analytics softwares, and you can use web analytics softwares like Google Analytics to get an understanding of your visitors' behavior on the site. So if you're not familiar, Google Analytics is a free tool that can help you track and measure your goals. It helps you better understand your audience and their activity on your website and mobile apps. This information will help you make more strategic decisions for your business. So if you're feeling lost when it comes to goal setting, it might help to put yourself in the shoes of your customers. What reasons would they have to visit your site? What are they looking for? You don't have to guess because Google Analytics can help you answer many of these questions then. The analytics reports can help you better understand your audience and what they're doing when they come to your website. And here's a few of the audience insights that you can get. What are the highest sources of traffic? What content on your website attracts the most visitors and what keeps them on that site longer? What are some of the key demographics of your site visitors? And which channels drive the most conversions or search results, paid ads, social posts, email newsletters? These are just a number of things that the Google Analytics can offer you for your website. So let's switch gears and talk about making your website search friendly. Every day, there are billions of Google searches, and each time one of these searches connects a person to your website, you have an opportunity to make a sale. So the process of helping a website increase its visibility on search engine is called search engine optimization, otherwise known as SEO. And you can hire a company or consultant to improve your website's SEO, but there are plenty of things that you may be able to do yourself to improve your site's visibility in the search results. First, make your site fast. A website's load time is important, especially for mobile devices. Websites that load faster often see reduced bounce rates and improved conversion rates. In other words, your customers are going to stay longer and they're purchasing more. Next, help your site be more search friendly by publishing original content that's useful, clear, and accurate. You want to include keywords consumers would search for to find your site, and make sure that your web pages actually include these words. So search-friendly sites also include links either to other relevant places within your site or to other websites that publish high-quality information. And third, Use text to anchor your links whenever possible, including relevant keywords as part of the link. So descriptive pages, page titles, and accurate page descriptions can also make your site more search friendly. They should be unique to each page. Many content management systems will allow you to add them. Next, organization. The way that your site is organized is known as the information architecture. So logical information architecture helps visitors find the information they're looking for, and it helps search engines as well. How? Well, thoughtful organization helps Google more easily understand what your website is about, including what information is most important. And finally, remember to design your site in a way that works for all browsers and devices. About half of your visitors will be viewing your site from smartphones. And if they have trouble using your website, they may choose not to return. Another free tool from Google that can help you monitor and maintain and even troubleshoot your site's presence in Google search results is called Google Search Console. So what is Google Search Console? It's a no-cost tool designed to help you improve your site's performance in Google search results. So we've talked about goals and organization. The next thing you need to consider is how visitors experience your site, no matter what device they use. You want to create a website that's intuitive and convenient for your visitors. Your first goal is to make it easy for people to use your website on a small screen. So let's talk about 6 ways to do that. First, user responsive design. This means that your website layout responds to the device being used, a fluid design that adapts to the screen size then. The goal is to make it just as easy to use your website on a phone as on a desktop computer. So as you build or rebuild your website, try a mobile-first approach. Instead of testing your site on a desktop computer, start by testing it on a phone. For example, navigation is critically important. So design a site that allows plenty of space for users to tap on links from a small screen. If your site includes a call to action, make it tappable, linking visitors directly to the content they want to access. So a little technical, but worth discussing with your website designer is using vector graphics. Those graphics frequently end in things like AI or EPS or SVG, and vector graphics don't get distorted when you change their size. The other type of graphics are called raster graphics, and they're common endings are the JPEG or PNG files. So raster graphics are created using pixels, and they can appear distorted when the size change. And here's another tip when it comes to design. Less is more. A clean, minimalist design may make it easier for your visitors to complete actions on your site. And last but not least, design a site for everyone. Follow accessibility standards so people with disabilities who may use assistive technology can more readily access your web pages. When you have a moment, try a brief activity. If you have a phone already, search for your own website or a site that you use a lot on a computer and look at things such as how quickly did it load? How does it look? And try to navigate around. Is it difficult to do so? So a second tip is make it easy for people to buy stuff on your site. It sounds so simple, but how many of you have visited a website, started to buy something, and then bailed before the checkout was complete? Often a difficulty or a lengthy checkout process can have a major impact on a site's conversion rate. So here are some things you can do to make it easier for your visitors to complete purchases on your site. First, reduce the number of steps in the checkout process. Less is more. Second, show a visitor their progress as they move through the checkout. This lets them know what they have left to do and when they're almost complete. You can also offer a guest checkout for visitors who don't want to create an account to make a purchase. And here's another tip. After their transaction is complete, you might offer them the option to create an account for the next time then, and give people choices. Offer multiple payment options, including digital wallets as well in the checkout process. So you want to make it easy for customers to find and buy other things they need as well, even if they don't know they need it yet. If implemented well, Related product recommendations will encourage customers to add more products to their shopping carts. So recommendations might be based on the customer's online purchase history or the products that they viewed or products that complement the items that are already in their shopping carts. Your goal is to make it convenient for customers to find everything they need on your site without that extra effort. Finally, try to find ways to make shopping more convenient, online and offline. For example, many restaurants now offer curbside pickup and let people know about it on their websites. E-commerce sites may offer multiple delivery options or free shipping with a minimum order. And service providers might offer virtual options, allowing customers to be customers from the convenience of their own home. These are just a few general ideas to consider as you design a website that meets the needs of all of your customers. So let's talk about the information within the website. A great website has lots of useful, relevant content that helps people find what they're looking for. Even if you don't have a lot of web pages now, your site will probably grow over time. And as it does, it's important to keep it organized. So planning how new content fits into the framework of your website can set it up for success. So first, you want to start with the plan. Information architecture. Sounds technical, but you don't need to be a website designer, programmer, or architect to create one. Simply put, it's a plan to organize the information on your site. The IA maps out the sections, pages, and functionality of your site. The goal is to help people find information they're looking for and to complete tasks. To do this, you need to understand how the pieces of your site fit together and to create the larger picture, how items relate to each other then. There are several pages and sections found on most sites, including things like the home page, an About Us section, contact page, and depending on your business, you probably include products or service sections as well. There is no one right way to organize a site, but you'll find it useful to review the business goals you wrote down earlier in this workshop. Keep these top of mind as you create your plan. So let's cover a few last tips for organizing your site. Before you map out your main navigation and gather content, consider which pages will need to be included on your website. Make a list. Give each page on the list a clear call to action. For example, the web page shown on the slide invites visitors to shop new releases. A good call to action describes the action you'd like visitors to take. So sign up for a membership, subscribe to an email newsletter, add a product to the shopping cart. Here's another way to think about it. There shouldn't be any dead ends on your website. Visitors shouldn't get to the bottom of a web page and then have to make a conscious decision about where to go or what to do next. Visual elements can help sighted visitors notice important information and cue them to take further action. So be consistent. If visuals and text are inconsistent, it may be difficult for visitors to get the hang of using your site. Finally, optimizing your website's navigation. So visitors shouldn't have to think about finding a page. The navigation should be intuitive. Many websites include a site search feature to help as well. So before engaging with the website, people want to know that it's safe to use, especially if they'll be sharing confidential information like their credit card numbers. And that's why it's important to take the steps to reassure your customers that you take their privacy seriously and have a trustworthy site. The next time you're online paying a bill or placing an order, take a look at the web address at the top of the page. You'll likely notice a padlock symbol at the beginning of the URL. You might also notice that the address begins with HTTPS instead of HTTP. Both those things indicate that you're on a secure website. So how do you provide that security for your site visitors? Well, first, you're going to need an SSL certificate. SSL technology encrypts data so it can't be stolen by hackers. And many customers who are used to shopping online will know to look for the signs that your site has an SSL certificate before buying anything. An SSL certificate signals to the browser that it should make the connection to the server secure and private, so there's no opportunity for someone else to access the information that's being shared. Savvy consumers know to look for the padlock or the HTTPS before making a purchase or sharing sensitive information. And it's in your best interest to offer them this security on your site. Your web hosting provider may be able to issue an SSL certificate and renew it periodically. If that's not the case, you'll need to work with a certificate authority to obtain one. So next up is secure payments. Google Pay, if your website includes an e-commerce component, you'll want to ensure that payments are secure. To do that, you'll need to create a merchant account with a payment gateway. So a payment gateway, also known as a payment processor, does exactly what it says. It serves as a liaison between your business and your customers by safeguarding the financial information. And Google Pay is an option like PayPal or Amazon Pay that allows customers to use secure payment method that they're familiar with and trust when checking out on your website. So rather than entering their payment information directly on your site, they log into Google Pay with their Google account and password and select from any number of payment methods that they have saved there. Their payment information is stored securely, and only the information needed for each transaction is shared then, which reduces the risk and exposure to fraud. It's also faster than typing in detailed payment information every time they want to buy something. So let's add 3 final tips for building a trustworthy site. Another way to build brand trust with consumers is to have a good, authentic customer reviews. So consumers are savvy, and they won't just take your word for it, that your products and services are a 5-star. They want to hear it from real people who have done business with you, used your products and services, and are willing to share their experiences. So encourage satisfied customers to spread the word online, including on your Google Business profile if your business is eligible to have one. Embedding reviews on your website is another great way to put that feedback front and center for potential customers. Some review sites even offer widgets to help you do this easily. And lastly, encourage feedback from customers by making your contact information easy to find throughout your website, including your location, phone number, or email address. So thank you very much for attending this workshop. I hope this webinar has provided you with some valuable insights for maximizing the power of your website. Have a great day.